30-minute reviews, Beware of Spoilers, and Exploring Hyperspace Lanes are all available ad-free. But if you want to support the show, you can go to bewareofspoilers.com and click the support button that's available on the Spotify website. Thank you. Welcome to Exploring Hyperspace Lanes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Josie.
So how have you been?
I don't have heat.
That's still a thing.
I already told you.
You mentioned it briefly last time. I assumed it
Yeah.
wouldn't be fixed because you didn't say anything about it.
It's not fixed, and it's starting to get cold.
Yeah, it is. I had a dental mishap that was kind of awful.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think I texted you about it like very vaguely, but like I went to the dentist a few weeks ago because I was having tooth pain, and it was an urgent care place. So I go in and they're like, "Oh, so you what's it called? You need a root canal on this tooth." Unfortunately, it's urgent care, so we don't really do that here. We can make an appointment if you're a patient. And I'm like, well, I'm not a patient here yet. And he's like, okay, we can go on the wait list. You can become a patient if you get this cosmetic thing done. It's like a cosmetic thing they do pre-root canal that they don't have to do, but they can. And if you do that, you'll be able to be considered a patient, and you won't, you can be a patient, and we can set you up an appointment. Otherwise, you have to go on the wait list. And I'm like, all right, if I go on the wait list, is this going to be an issue? Am I going to have an issue with that? And he goes, no, you might have another toothache again, but it won't be a problem. And it's like a 6-month wait, but we'll probably take you before that, but you'll be good for about 6 months. You'll be fine. And I was like, all right, fine. Saturday morning, I wake up. I guess I grind my teeth in my sleep. The tooth is just gone. It's just gone. And it is this one.
Yep. Oh my god.
Yep. So that was a cool discovery. So that was fun. We talked about it last week, but we wanted to do that episode about the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah.
Two things to address about that first. First of all, am I correct in remembering that the editions of the Hunger Games books that you have are my editions of those books? Am I correct in remembering that, or did I give them to someone else?
I don't have them in paperback.
Okay, I gave them to someone else. I forgot who I gave them to. Because I had all three, but I gave them to someone. Freshman year, too. I had a feeling it was you. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Brittany.
Was not.
Maybe Brittany has them. I don't care one way or the other. I haven't thought about them in like a decade, but I was like, I gave them to someone, I just don't remember who. But I had all three when I started college, and I left college without them. But the other thing
I've got
was
the Kindle version.
I have the Audible version.
But you used to have the books.
I had the books. Well, look, I like having physical books. I'm a big fan of the physical book. The problem is a physical book requires you to sit down and read it. I can't read a physical book while I work. An audiobook, I can just pop in, and like I have very limited time when I'm not at work, and I have so many other things that I gotta watch and play. And again, I feel like I'm bitching about something great, but like it's a lot. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I'll get around to it eventually if I have it. But if I have it as an audiobook, I'll do it while I'm at work. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was, I don't know if you've encountered just how awful streaming is as an entity.
What?
Like this hellscape that we have consented to be put into, that is streaming. Because this has happened a few times to me this year. Fortunately, I'm a lunatic and collect physical media, which means that if I want to watch Creed 2, or if I want to watch Detective Pikachu, or if I want to watch The Hunger Games, I have a Blu-ray of it somewhere.
Okay.
Um, all three of those things, like for the Hunger Games, the first one I was able to watch on YouTube because it was on YouTube with ads. Because there are some movies that are available on YouTube for free with ads from the production company. So I was able to watch it there. And then I'm like, all right, so I'll just watch all four of them on YouTube. And I just will go dig out the DVDs because I have them somewhere, but I don't want to dig them out. So I went and I watched the first one, and then it turns to October, and they're no longer on YouTube in the month of October. They get pulled. And I'm like, great. They're not on YouTube anymore, which means they're on some other streaming service. I would say I'm unlike most people in that I have almost all the streaming services. Like, I have Peacock, I have Paramount Plus, I have Stars, I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Disney Plus, I have Max. It's not on any of them. And I'm like, why? Like the way I defined it to someone at work was, um, this world of streaming is great if you want something to watch, but not something specific to watch. Like if you're looking to put something on, streaming is great because there is a almost infinite world of possibilities of shit you can put on while you're doing your dishes or, you know, trying to, live your life or whatever. Like, if that's the case, streaming is great. If you're looking to watch something specific, because this also happened earlier this year with Detective Pikachu, when I wanted to do an episode about it before the Mario movie, and this also happened for Creed, because I was like, I watched Creed 2 when it came out, but I wanted to watch it again before Creed 3, and you just couldn't watch it anywhere unless you had Hulu plus live TV to watch it with commercials on Stars. And I'm like, I'm not paying $70 to watch something with ads.
Okay.
And every time it results in me going like, okay, let me, go and figure out where the fuck I have this DVD. I have to go through 600 DVDs and find it.
That sounded like you were very pent up about that.
I am. I was. Because it's like, and then the thing is, too, it's like, hang on, I have my copy of Mockingjay Part 2 right here. Um, I have the DVD of this, not the Blu-ray. And had I streamed it, it would have been higher quality. And then it's like, do I want to go out and buy the Blu-ray or the 4K? 'Cause I have the first two on 4K. I have this and Part 1 on DVD. And then it's like, do I want to go out there and go to Walmart and find it for like $20? Not really. Um, so then I was watching it on DVD, and then it's like, what the fuck? What? You're making me seem crazy. I'm not the insane one here. I think the
Okay. If you say so.
like the lack of ease to watch something, and then it's like last week when I was talking to you, and I was texting while we were talking. It was because there was a movie that is only a Disney. It was Disney produced, Disney distributed, and it's not on Disney Plus. So someone asked me like, "Oh, why is it not on Disney Plus?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me find out." So I was contacting Disney Plus and I was talking to them and I was like, "Well, why is this not on there? Because Disney made it, Disney distributed it. Like, there's no other rights issue that would get in the way. Like, it's not like the Incredible Hulk, which was produced by Marvel Studios but distributed by Universal. This was very specifically Disney made and Disney produced. Why is it not on Disney Plus?" And apparently it was a rights issue. But like this thing with things like before Fast and the Furious 10 came out, I wanted to watch the movies. I wanted to go through Fast and Furious over a few weeks, and you can't without having. If you don't own all the DVDs, you can't. You have to go to like 7 different streaming services. If you want to watch Harry Potter, like sometimes it's on Peacock, sometimes it's on HBO Max or just Max now. Like this sucks This just categorically sucks. How did we decide this was better than buying DVDs? Like, how
I
did we
don't
come
think
to this
that that's
decision?
I don't think that that's what streaming services take the place of.
What does the streaming service take the place of then?
Regular TV.
No, see, but I would agree with you if
And
not
like
for the fact
flipping the
that
channel. Like
I would agree with you if not for the fact that you cannot go into Walmart or Best Buy or Target and find a robust DVD section anymore.
but we have Amazon.
Yeah, but I like to see, but here's the thing.
Hmm.
If Peter wasn't busy right now, I would ask him if he
You
can come
sound
in
like an
to
old man, like complaining about like the kids and their streaming these
but
days.
like I would bring him in because he knows the joy that comes from digging
Peter's
through the
also
five
an
dollar DVD bin and
Peter's
being like, oh
also an
shit,
old man that is reminiscing about the good old days.
the $5 DVD bin, or like even if they adjust it for inflation, it was like a $7.50 DVD bin or some shit like that. Like there's something to
Oh
going into
boy.
that bin and digging out and being like, oh shit, this is cool. Let's watch this. Like like where else are you gonna get most of the movies?
You still sound like you're just an old man ranting and raving about how things are changing and I'm
No, but here's the
confused.
thing. I'm paying this much money to all of these various streaming services. Like like specifically in the case of the Hunger Games and in the case of Detective Pikachu. These aren't niche titles that I'm going like you could agree on that, right? These aren't small titles that are like no one's heard of before. Like if I was getting this mad about about something being on Mubi or some shit like that, like which I also have, but I was like, there's no way it's on there. Like if I was getting mad about a title like or if I was getting mad about I'm trying to think of a smaller title. Like
You can try to justify it all you want. It doesn't make it
no, but you get what I'm
sound
saying
any
where it's like
less like
these are major movies. Like Detective Pikachu came out the same month as Endgame, but it would have had it had a better date, it would have done more money. And The Hunger Games was a cultural phenomenon when it came out 10 years ago. Like these were major releases for Lionsgate. Lionsgate is Stars. There's no reason why I can't go onto the Stars app and can't just be like, boom, here they are. Like I'm paying $8 a month for Stars. Why the fuck's it not on there? And then it's like, okay, well they licensed it out somewhere else. Why is it not on Netflix? Why is it not on Hulu? Why is it not on Paramount Plus? Why is it not on Peacock? Why is it not on Max? Why do I have
oh
to go to?
boy.
And I found this out after the fact. Why do I have to go to the fucking Roku app to watch this?
You are ranting and raving, my friend.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
I
I'm
think it's
pissed.
we should I think for your health we should move on.
And then I had to fucking watch it. I had to dig the DVD out anyway. I brought the DVD for a prop for this. I like I had
I
to dig the
can't even
DVD out.
see your
I know,
prop.
'cause I have the virtual background on. But like, yeah, I had to dig the DVD out, and let me just say, watching part two again wasn't worth the effort. Was not worth the effort to find that movie. We will get to that though
We
next
take
month.
deep breaths and we'll go to the next one.
We'll get to that next month though when we talk about
We're gonna
we're
come
not
back to this.
no, not the rant about streaming. Although people who listen to Beware of Spoilers are familiar with this already because I've gone on this rant before. Because I'm like, why the fuck why can't this just be easy? Like,
I'm real sorry that things aren't easy.
I mean, look, the point of this should be convenience, and we're getting right back on the track. Like,
I'm
you,
not trying.
you keep trying to derail the train, and I'm like, no. You're throwing me the life preserver. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Go away.
Like, I'd rather drown in this one.
This is a hill I'm gonna die on, and its
Uh-huh.
streaming sucks. Like,
Okay.
and then by the way, it's also like it's not replacing. TV.
This
It's
is
more
gonna be the whole
expensive.
episode at
It's
this
more
rate.
expensive than TV. Like, if you get the streaming services, they're more expensive all bundled together than just getting fucking cable. Like,
But it doesn't give you as many options as cable.
if you get 300 channels of television, you have as many options as you do with any number of streaming services bundled together. And then the thing is, too, it's like you get stuck with this like paradox of infinite choice, and you just end up watching the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
All right,
You might be using streaming wrong.
yeah, I fucked that up. That's my bad.
I, I think so. So, um,
Um, so before we get into the Star Wars, do you want to talk about Loki, or do you want to not talk about Loki?
we can talk about
Because
Loki. I'm
how
up to.
awesome was that episode?
It was a really good episode. It was
Like,
really neat. The special effects on it were awesome too. They
did
looked good.
did you see Quantumania? All right,
No.
because this is not going to turn into a rant, I promise. Um, Quantumania, Kang was the bad guy. And I
Right.
think that the big fuck up that happened was they revealed Jonathan Majors playing Kang way too early.
Okay.
Because we should now just be putting like the way they handle it in the show and the movies between Loki season 1 and here. We never hear Jonathan Majors' character in season 1 of Loki referred to as Kang. There are
Mm.
teases that he's Kang, like when he's talking about like all the variants of him coming together, and he's like, I've been called many things, a warrior, a conqueror, which is obviously the thing. And then I rewatched the finale before watching the new episode, and there's something really small that I didn't notice until Quantumania. Like I haven't seen
Hmm.
Quantumania, and it's Miss Minutes works for Kang, and when she's offering Loki his own timeline and his own little like pocket universe kind of thing, she's like, you can have a world where you have everything you want. King of Asgard. You've defeated those self-righteous Avengers, and it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense because Kang has fought variants of the Avengers before, so it makes sense that she would not like the Avengers.
Okay.
Because because he mentions that the Conqueror Kang that we meet in Quantumania is like, I've fought the Avengers before, and he asks Scott like, have I killed you before?
Well, you remember a lot more of it than I do.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry.
I watched the finale under a week ago.
Did you?
To be
Okay.
fair, because I rewatched it.
I also watched it under a week ago,
Oh
but I guess I didn't make all of those notes in comparison.
well, you also
I
didn't
thought
watch
it was very
Quantumania.
actiony.
You also didn't watch like that line. I think I texted you that line where it's like, I met the man at the end of time and he made sense, and I'm like, it's so unnerving. Like they built
Oh, you
Kang.
did message me. I just didn't know what the heck you were talking about.
Yeah, that's from that's a line that he says to Mobius when they're going to the elevator. Like that
Oh.
whole episode is just an exercise in making Kang this terrifying force.
Oh, okay.
Like and they did it. I mean, I think this is gonna be the best show on Disney Plus. When all is said and done, Loki will be
Hmm.
the best one.
Okay.
And two other things that I think about it. Number one, I think Deadpool shows up in the finale.
You
That'll
do?
I do. I think that I because here's the thing. Deadpool 3 is the next big multiverse story. Deadpool 3 is allegedly No Way Home, but for Fox's X-Men movies, where
Oh,
it's like
okay.
Famke Jensen's coming back, Wolverine's coming back, James Marsden's coming back, um, Jennifer Garner is coming back as Elektra. Um, Allegedly, Affleck is coming back as Daredevil. Like, so this is gonna be like this is a big deal, and They're at the TVA in part of the movie.
Hmm.
Um, like part of the movie definitely takes place at the TVA, and they showed set pictures. Like you saw the picture of the screen accurate costume. For I sent
No.
you the picture.
You did?
Yeah, months ago, pre-strike.
You want me to remember the picture from that long
The
ago?
picture of the screen accurate Wolverine costume.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a picture of oh my. Let me see if I can pull the picture up real quick and
Oh,
send it to you. Just because it's like what the fuck. Like I
you
definitely
make it
sent it.
sound you
Oh,
make it
maybe
sound
I
like
didn't
it's
send it to you.
I was gonna say you make it sound like it's unreasonable that I don't remember it.
Maybe I didn't send it to you. No, I definitely did.
Oh, okay, so you're just gonna be whew, we're having a day
I'm
today.
just gaslighting you. The fuck is wrong with you? Okay, maybe I didn't. Okay, maybe I sent it to Peter instead. That would
Oh,
explain why you
okay.
never said anything about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't. Okay. Well, either way, there's a picture of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, with Hugh Jackman in a comic accurate Wolverine costume,
Oh,
like the yellow and the blue. Um, so
I don't
that was months ago. That was like pre what's it called? Pre
COVID.
did I not no pre strike. Did I not send it to anyone? Like
You're just losing
did
it.
I keep this to myself and not tell anyone? Like
I think
there's
you
no way there's
did.
no way oh no I did send it to Peter. Hang on, I found it. Save to gallery. Okay, I found it. Let me send it to you so you can see this picture. There we go. I just sent it to you. It is sending. It is sent. Um, that is the same set, that picture, that they shot the stuff in episode 5. Is that an excited gasp or is that a yawn?
That was a yawn. I'm
Oh, okay.
sorry.
I thought you opened the picture, you're like, oh my god.
No, sorry.
Okay, so yeah, so that is, the same set where they did the episode with like Richard E. Grant in episode 5 of season 1, where they get pruned to Loki and Sylvie, and they got like the giant creature thing. You don't remember that? The episode before the finale of Loki.
No.
All right. Well, either way, Loki ties into Deadpool 3. That's the Cliff Notes version of this.
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, and if you look at that picture I just sent you, that's in the same area.
Oh.
So we know that Loki is tied to Deadpool 3. I think Deadpool shows up at the very end.
Hmm.
Um, and that would be a cool little thing to tease, or a post credit scene, just to tease where this goes next. And the other thing I think is that by the time we get to the end of um, the multiverse saga, quote unquote, which is um, everything between um, Spider-Man: Far From Home, no, Black Widow, and or WandaVision, whichever came first, Black Widow or WandaVision, and Secret Wars. It's gonna be like an interlude, I think, where it's like I think people are expecting this to be the giant Infinity Saga films leading up to one giant event, and to an extent you're gonna have that. But I think when we look at this, look back at it, it's gonna be more like building to Age of Ultron, where this is wrapping up this team of Avengers, the new Avengers. It's gonna be wrapping up the old movies and then moving into Marvel Studios rebooting Fantastic Four, X-Men, and all of that. And I think they build to Avengers vs. X-Men as the first real big crossover movie
Hmm.
after that.
Okay.
That's my Babe Ruth calling the shot, but I'm probably wrong, like I am a good amount of the time anyway.
Hey, speaking of the calling the shots, when we did all the guessing of the over and under thing, I really want to know how that turned out.
All right, let me grab my notebook. That is not my notebook. That's my tax return. I keep everything in my bag.
Just literally everything. Not everything from the podcast, just everything.
I mean, you want me to go through? It's like fucking Mary Poppins' bag. Like
I
that's where I pulled
believe
out.
you.
That's where I pulled out my copy of Mockingjay Part Two. I have my Switch in here. I got my 3DS in here. I'm like a fucking 5-year-old. Where the fuck is my notebook? Here it is. Okay, notebook. Okay, so here we go. Over under. Okay, so let's move into our topic of the show, which is Ahsoka. Um, so our first thing was, do you think the Yuzan Vong show up? We both said over. We were both wrong. They did not
You're
show up.
wrong.
So we are. Let me get a pen so I can take a note of this. Hopefully this pen isn't exploded, but we will find
I can do
out.
notes if you tell me who won. I can
Well,
do
I'm
tips.
tabulating right now.
Oh,
So
okay. You can do
okay.
without me then.
So A J. Okay. So we both got that wrong. Thrawn appears in 2.5 episodes, over or under. We were both right. We both said over 2.5 episodes because he appeared in 3. Do we get an episode entirely centered on Coruscant? You said no. I said yes. I was wrong. You were right. Is Ezra still alive? You said no. I said yes. So we're back to being tied.
I was hoping for that dark ending.
Um, do we get another appearance of Anakin? I said yes. You said no. I was right
Oh, okay.
because we get 2 more appearances from Anakin. Do we get an appearance from Isla Kane or other characters from The Mandalorian? We both said yes. That did not happen. Then, do we get another character from the original trilogy showing up? We both said no. We were both wrong because C-3PO showed up.
Oh, that's true.
And then, do we get an appearance from Zeb? I said no. You said yes. I was wrong. I was right. You were wrong. So I won.
Mm-hmm.
4-2. And I gotta throw this pen out because I barely had it open and I'm covered in ink. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
you're just a mess today.
Um,
Having breakdowns. It's okay. Everything's
yeah.
okay.
Do I have mood pills in here? No, I don't. I don't have that in here. I have Advil though. It's basically my man
Oh,
purse, is what this is.
trimmers.
I have a copy of the book The 5 C's of Cinematography in there, just in
Okay.
case. If you need to learn how to shoot a movie, I have that, which you can't see because I have
No.
my background on. I have 3 notebooks, but not the one I needed. That one was outside the bag. Um, so yeah, so Ahsoka. What were your thoughts on Ahsoka?
It was good. I liked it. I thought it was a lot better than your that one that you like.
Okay, we're not getting into this because you're wrong.
What's the name of it again?
Andor?
Andor. Okay, so I heard the funniest thing. This little old lady that I work with, she says that it was and boring.
Yeah, I think that it's just people need to have longer attention spans to understand things. I think I'm not the
That
one in
what
the
you
wrong
think?
here. Yeah, I think so. Like, there is definitively one good show on Disney Plus for Star Wars, and it is Andor.
I thought it was and boring.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. The ending of Ahsoka, where Balin finds the statue of the father and the son and the daughter from that one episode on Mortis from the Clone Wars. If you haven't seen the Clone Wars, what the fuck does that mean? If you haven't
What?
seen very specifically 2 episodes of the Clone Wars that were people were told, "Oh, skip it because it's not canon because no one knows if it actually happened or not." Like,
I'm lost.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. This show, I think that number one, I hated the episode with Anakin.
You
Absolutely
did?
hated it. Absolutely hated it. Because my issue with that episode is Ahsoka goes into it with no real conflict besides, hey, do you want to be alive or dead? And she goes in kind of like, like she's non-committal on the idea of being alive, and then it's like Anakin doesn't teach her anything. I mean, I think Ariana Greenblatt, who the girl who played young Ahsoka, was in Barbie. She was the girl in
Okay.
Barbie, the daughter in Barbie, America Ferrera's daughter,
Okay.
and then she also played young Gamora in Infinity War. Did you know that?
Hmm. No.
Young Gamora, who the one who talks to Thanos in the
No, I know
in the
I know who you're talking about,
okay,
but no,
and the one who calls Barbie a fascist in Barbie.
I believe you.
And
I
Barbie's
just
like,
don't
I'm
know
not a
it.
fascist. I don't even run the trains. That movie was so good. I can't wait for it to
It
come out
was
on
a good
DVD. I'm gonna watch
movie.
that again.
It
Um,
was good.
but yeah, so like that whole episode, it's like the only thing that episode did really well was illustrate how young Ahsoka was during the Clone Wars. Because as a cartoon, it's easy to overlook that because it's a cartoon. But when you put it into
Oh,
live
that
action
scene. Okay.
and you put an actual human child in that role, like it's like, oh shit, yeah, this is way fucked up. But like
Yeah.
the whole thing is no one has to deal with what the problem going in is. Anakin doesn't have to rectify, doesn't have to deal with him being a shitty master. She doesn't have to deal with that. Like you can skip that entire thing and not have missed anything. Because her coming back is basically like this would be like if Gandalf went on a soul quest between dying to the Balrog and coming back. It's just not important information. It's just he comes back, he's Gandalf the White. Let's move on. You don't need this extra stuff there, and all it is just designed to be fan service. It's like, oh look, here's Anakin Skywalker,
Okay.
and it's like it could have been handled better. And hear me out on this. And let's not just use the fact that I'm a giant fanboy for the for the Flash on
Yeah.
the CW to illustrate this issue.
Okay.
Because Greg Berlanti has done a bunch of shows, and he's got this one kind of show, this one kind of episode that you'll see in everything he does. A character sustains a head injury of some kind and sees ghosts from their past.
Okay.
Because it's the second episode of the backdoor pilot, The Flash comes in. There are at least two episodes of The Flash, if not 4 or 5, where this happens to Barry. There's episodes of Supergirl where this happens. The show You on Netflix, about the guy with the who stalks the
Yeah.
girl. There's an episode like that in season 2. Um, and it wasn't until I saw that episode I'm like, Greg Berlanti had his hand in here somewhere, and then there he is as an executive producer. Um, it's a common thing he does, and every time it's 3 different characters who need to teach the protagonist this lesson. And the reason for that
Okay.
is 3 characters gives you 3 perspectives on the thing. And for Ahsoka, it shouldn't have just been Anakin to help her get over that hump. They could have done I would have done probably Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Mace Windu.
Okay.
And that would have moved a little bit. That would have done more to have to have her come to terms with that and move on, and not just make it feel like a waste. Um, the C-3PO thing I was fine with, and the second act Anakin cameo, not the third, the second Anakin cameo, makes a lot more sense with the training, where it's a hologram while she's training, and he's talking her through. He's like, "You're gonna face more than just droids on this," and it harkens back to that one really great episode of Secrets of the Tales of the Jedi.
Okay.
Like that's really cool. And then like the whole final episode, I was just kind of not entirely amused by because it's like the issue I have with it is the show is about keeping Thrawn from getting back to the main universe. And getting back to the main galaxy of Star Wars, because Thrawn, like that's the whole thing. Is Thrawn is now far away. He can't help the Empire in any real way because he's
Mm-hmm.
in another galaxy. He can't communicate. He can't have troops. He's not commander. If he gets back, this will be a huge issue for the New Republic. The New Republic does not have the strategist or anyone to deal with a Thrawn if he gets back. So the entire show is we got to keep Thrawn from coming back. There's no sense of urgency in that final episode to keep Thrawn from coming back. And then Thrawn escapes, and everyone's like, ah, well. Like, Ezra needs to get off that ship, and that reunion with Hera needs to be Hulk in Infinity War.
Hmm.
Like, I'm back, yes, but so is Thrawn. This is a serious fucking issue. And then they're acting like Ahsoka and Sabine are stuck there permanently. They're really not because they can just hitch a ride with the Purgles and come back. Like the way Ahsoka
The
got there in the first
Purgles?
place. The giant space whales.
Oh, um, yeah,
Like
that's what I was thinking too.
there's
I don't
no
think that they were implying that they were gonna stay there.
I think it is. I mean it's like oh now
Um,
because like the ending is now they're the ones stuck
um,
on this. And that was my other big issue with the show is that okay, you're gonna go through this thing where it's like they're in another galaxy, in a neighboring galaxy that they can't get to.
mhm.
Why is there no like why do they go there and the place they go to is the home of the Night Sisters? Like why does everyone kind of talk the exact same? Like why
Hmm.
is one of the first things the Night Sisters from
I
other
thought that it was
galaxies?
I thought that it was weird that the Night Sisters were human.
See, that's the thing too. Why would you not do another species? Like there's so much opportunity to create a new aesthetic for a galaxy that looks kind of Star Wars but just slightly different. Like there's
Mhm.
so much opportunity that they could have played with and they just didn't.
Yeah.
It was a colossal waste. At that point, just say that they were like just say that they were in wild space or wherever the fuck Exegol was.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, I thought it was super weird.
and at that point too, it's like there are so many things like that where I'm like that's just an odd decision. Um, I think the first episode with Thrawn is not great, but then once you
Hmm.
get to the second episode, Thrawn starts to come into his own and feel like the Thrawn that we're familiar with.
Hmm.
Um, where it's like his plans are so layered together. It's like, all right, well, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, but this, and this did. So the plan's still a success.
Hmm.
At that moment where he's like, well, they defected, I didn't see that coming, but this happened, this happened. I forgot what it was, but he's like, these things happened, and the mission was a success. And like even the fight against the hordes of zombies was boring. Like, how do you fuck that up?
You thought it was boring?
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's no stakes to that fight.
What do you mean?
Because here's the thing: you have characters. First of all, the zombies are using guns, which is a problem in and of itself. The
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, but forget
No,
that.
wait. I have proof. They're in a red dawn or a red harvest. A red harvest is what it is. Um, there are zombie characters that shoot
Okay,
guns. And in the one with with Han Solo and Chewie.
okay, whatever. They're using guns. Okay, be that as it may, whatever. The issue I have is what's the risk to any of these characters when you have lightsabers? Between the three of them, they have four lightsabers. They're
Being
forgetting they have
overwhelmed.
like no, but you have a light. It can cut through the Imperial armor. Like, why are they sitting there and letting themselves get forced back by these things? Just cut your way through them. They're dead. It's not like you have a moral quandary about, oh, are we killing? No, they're already dead. They're undead. Just get your fucking laser sword and call it a day.
They were killing them.
No, they weren't. They get pushed backwards.
No, you got to watch
Yes.
that. Uh, chill. Yes, I know. There's literally a scene, you have to rewatch it, where they strike it down and it dies, and then it comes back to life after.
Yeah, because you can't like. Here's the. It's a fucking lightsaber. You don't have to get to like that. You can cut the thing literally in half and just be like, all right, we're done. Like, cut it like diagonally, like here to here, and it's like, all right, you know what? Have fun.
They can't they can't just go through stormtrooper armor.
Yes, they can.
They can, but it's not like super easy. That's like the whole reason that stormtrooper armor is made out of it's made out of, is to be resistant to lightsabers.
It's not, but it's not resistant to lightsabers.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Like, first of all, they wiped the Jedi. Okay, so if it's the same armor, that because keep in mind too, this is not stormtrooper armor from the end of Return of the Jedi or even the post, the New Republic era, or the New Republic era. This is stormtrooper armor from Rebels era because these are the same stormtroopers that were on the Chimera when they got sent into this galaxy. This is not new armor. This is all the same armor, and it's the same armor from pre A New Hope. At that point, they have no reason to think that they're going to be dealing with the thing. Can't even handle blaster fire. You can get shot in the chest with a blaster, and at which point you're just like, well, what the fuck's the point in the armor?
No, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be resistant.
No, because you can get if you can get shot in the armor and die, then a lightsaber's cutting right through it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's the issue, is that it's like and the thing is too, is because they're undead, it's not like they're moving as quickly as they were before. Like they're moving noticeably slower once they die, because they're zombies. Like and I think the thing is too, it's like I think this show I went in with really high expectations for. Number one, because it took the same release slot as Andor, but number two, I really wanted to like this show.
I liked it.
I really like. I think that
I
this
liked it
one,
better than your Anne Boring show.
like this show is, I will say, it is not the worst Disney Plus show because it's certainly better than Book of Boba Fett. It's certainly better than Kenobi. Like, but I would be hard pressed to say it's better than all three seasons of The Mandalorian. Well, let me pull the rankings up. Let's see where we are on the rankings. What the fuck? I feel like I'm just steamrolling over you. So if you have any other thoughts on it, of things you, and the thing is too, there were things I liked. I really liked I liked Hu Yang. Is that the name of the droid? Did I mispronounce it by a lot? The shitty droid that David Tennant voices.
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really funny. I liked him. I liked all the stuff with what's her name, with with Hera. Like that stuff was cool. Um, and look, they do have to recast.
I overall liked it. It actually kept my attention. I thought it was a cute story. Um, I think it opens it up for something to happen with what's his face?
What have we
The
got?
character that they save.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What's his
Mandalorian
name?
season one, Mandalorian season two, right above it. The guy Ezra.
Yeah. And he's a cool character, so maybe they'll do something with him next.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're getting another season. Because
You do?
let's be serious about it. Like number one, when I went into the app, it said here's the season finale, and I'm like, oh, okay, so season two is happening.
Oh,
Um, and then on top of that too, it's like we're getting a movie that's gonna wrap up all these stories. And that's gonna be the Heir to the Empire movie that's coming. We know that that's coming. That's definitely definitely a thing that's coming down the line. Um, in that situation, like we I don't think you can end off this show with Ahsoka and Sabine being in another galaxy and then go into the Heir to the Empire movie with them MIA.
Okay.
I think you do have to do what's it called? You do have to do a separate. You have to do a movie in between or a season in between to bring these characters back to the main universe or galaxy, so to speak.
Okay.
So there is going to be a season two, but again, like, what are you going to cover in a season two? Like, if Thrawn's the big bad in the movie, then what's there to do in season two? Is season two just trying to convince everyone that Thrawn is coming, and then Thrawn doesn't, and then Thrawn does come and fucks everyone up?
I
Like,
don't know.
and
Hmm.
like the thing I'm most interested in, I don't think we're gonna get an answer. Like, what the fuck is Balin up to? We're not gonna get an answer to that because Ray Stevenson unfortunately passed.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna mention that I don't think they set it all up to be something big having to do with him after. And like that's where they're gonna this is the guy that's passed away, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Um yeah, they set it up to be like okay, this is the next plot point. They're gonna have to struggle against this guy while they try to get inside of a whale. Like, but I don't know.
I think what's gonna end up happening, and then this is some basic speculation for season two that we'll probably forget about by the time season two comes out. I think
Okay.
what happens is Shin, um, the uh, the really pretty Sith girl, um, she's gonna go back and find Ahsoka and Sabine, and she's gonna mention to them what Balin said about true balance and ending the cycle of the Jedi and the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the way they write around Balin or Ray Stevenson dying is Balin dies off screen on his mission, and they're like, "What the fuck was he looking for?"
Hmm.
And they go off on that thing to find what he was looking for.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, have you seen the Mortis arc in Clone Wars? I think it's 2 episodes, maybe it's three.
I don't think so, no.
It's season 5, I think. The basic thing is Anakin and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are going off to something, and they get pulled into this other planet that may or may not be in their dream, but they don't know 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And they find this planet where there's a father who keeps balance, the son who's supposed to
Oh,
represent the
that
dark
one.
side. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the statue that Balin's staring at the end. Is the statue of the father, and then
Oh,
next to him is the statue of the son, and the statue of the daughter is beheaded.
I did not get that.
Yeah, yeah, and and
Oh.
and that's what he's looking for. Is he's trying to do something there. Um,
Huh.
I would be interested to see how that plays out. Did you catch the reference to Thrawn alliances
No.
when they bring news to Thrawn of who Ahsoka's master was? Like, there's a
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And he and
it was
then
Anakin Skywalker, and he's like,
yeah.
yeah, I worked with him.
Yeah, I did. Where would you rank this?
All right, let me pull up the ranking. I think the easiest way, because our list is becoming a little unruly now because it's so long, we'll use the list of the TV shows, and then we will go from there and then try to rank it in there. So our rankings for TV shows as it stands right now, we have number 7, we have The Mandalorian season 1. Number 6, we have The Mandalorian season 2. Number 5, somehow we have Andor. Number 4, we have The Bad Batch season 2. Number 3, we have The Bad Batch season 1. Number 2, we have The Mandalorian season 3. And number 1, we have Tales of the Jedi season 1. I would
Hmm.
put this. See, my issue with this is I wouldn't put it above Andor.
Hmm. Okay.
I would put it at the new number 6 on our ranking.
But I would put it above Andor.
Right, but you put it above the Bad Batch season 2.
Yeah.
Would you put it above the Bad Batch season one?
No.
Okay, so it's the new number four there. So let's put it there. Ahsoka. And then let's see how this falls in our overall ranking. So this puts. See how close to get the Bad Batch. Oh, okay, that's nice and easy. Okay. Ahsoka. So it's the new number 16 between the Bad Batch season one and the Bad Batch season two. Do you want to hear the full rankings as they stand right now? All
No.
25 things?
No.
Oh dear God, no.
No.
Um, yeah.
Was I
I can,
clear enough?
yeah, I think you are. I can do another 10 minutes about the horrors of streaming if you want.
No, thank you. But
um, but yeah, so what's the next thing we have on the schedule? Because
although you went at such a pace that it's probably one of those like rhythmic things where if somebody were listening to it, they would like in their eyes, they had their eyes closed, they'd fall asleep. Like because of how soothing your rhythmic um
voice.
like yes, because you were just so intense about it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna point I'm just gonna say that I blacked out and I'm like, I don't know how long I was talking, but I was mad.
For a long time.
Like it's kind of like, well, that was cathartic.
Yeah. It looked like it. I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Um, my pupils got really wide, and I was just like,
Yeah.
and let me talk about why Netflix sucks for.
For an hour.
um, so
But as long as you feel better.
it was oddly cathartic. So do you want to do what's it called next week? Do you want to do Dark Force Rising next week?
Sure.
That's the second book in the Thrawn trilogy with Outbound Flight. They're looking for Outbound Flight, which is another thing that this thing really kind of set. Like that was the thing too. When they showed the design of the ring ship, I was like, "That's what Outbound Flight. Like that's what this thing is."
Mm-hmm.
Like I forgot what it was called, the name of the ship, but that was designed to be like Outbound Flight, and I was here for that. Um, but look, if you need to have 17 other shows to explain, I'm not gonna get into it. Because this is a fight I'm not gonna win.
No, and
Um,
and it's about time to go to bed.
it's 7:30 on
I
the East
know, I'm
Coast.
so tired.
Okay,
Hey, it's
so
been stressful.
yeah, same. We got a pay cut at work. That was cool.
You got a pay cut?
Yeah.
Like as an organization? Like what do you mean?
We had a bonus structure in place, and they took it away. So
Oh my
that's like
God.
$200 that we're not getting every paycheck now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's not your that's like your full-time job, right?
Yeah, my full-time job.
Oh my God, I've never heard. I have not. I mean, I've heard of that in the past, but how could you give somebody a pay cut like nowadays
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the thing is it's
and get
like,
away with it and not expect everybody to just fucking abandon ship?
oh,
Like,
I've been looking for jobs since they made the announcement for that. I've been looking
right,
for jobs and I was like, fuck that, like we're not getting paid enough for you to be like, "Oh, and we're going to take away a sizable chunk of your paycheck."
right. Yeah. Whew.
I'll text you the details. I don't want to get into it on air, but I'll text you the details of what happened. It's
Mm-hmm.
fucked up because it's not like it was done as a punishment to
Uh-huh.
everyone for what a few people did.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fucked up.
this sounds really fucked up.
Yeah, so we got that news today. Um, so I've been looking for a better paying job. Because that's the thing too is I
Good
don't want
for
to take a pay
you.
cut. Like I don't want to take a pay cut on top of this pay cut that I'm taking for my job as it is.
Right.
I get a feeling that there could end up being a walkout over this though.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Well, there's a new person who's running things, and he's got little dick syndrome, I think, and he's just like, let me just swing it around a little bit to make sure that
You
everyone
better be
knows.
careful, sir.
Well, I don't use my real name on the show. I never say the name of where I work.
Yeah, but you've got a pretty distinctive voice.
I appreciate it. Thank you for pointing out the. Okay, well,
You
no
be
one's
careful.
no one said anything about
Oh,
me. No one has said
boy.
anything to me yet about this. So, and
And
people
now, ooh,
and people know
ooh.
I have the I get the big balls once I quit. Like I'll shit talk Walgreens all day, and I already was shit talking JCPenney for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Yeah, but this is like a full-time job
Yeah, those are both full-time jobs too.
in your field. Like,
This is not in my field.
no,
No,
but you're doing things with media and you're writing things
not
and
that job.
what?
Not that job.
Oh, the other job?
Yeah.
The new job?
All right. Let me. Well, instead of playing these games, let me just text you this.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know what you think is going on.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
so tired.
All right. So I will text you this. So, yes, we are going to wrap up for today. Our next episode will be about Dark Force Rising. And until then, have a great rest of your week.
Bye.